Aaron Rodgers is completely cooked and he's old. Shout out to the Steelers for doing what they do best, taking old, washed-up play. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. Aaron Rodgers is an absolute legend in the world of football and in the world of people who take hard drugs and play high-level football. So we're going to watch this microphone video about Aaron Rodgers' last ride and how it's not going too great.
Steelers haven't won a playoff game since 2016. How can you go that long without winning a playoff game and hold on to your job?
What is the absolute worst position to be in? Mediocre, middle of the road. You're not a championship contender and you don't stink enough. They have been a model of mediocrity for over a decade. That's unacceptable.
Aaron Rodgers has 3 fractures, not 1, not 2, but 3 broken bones in his wrist, and he's still out there playing. A 41-year-old 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game, literally breaking his body trying to save the Pittsburgh Steelers season. And on Sunday, he got destroyed. Joey Bosa comes flying in from the blind side. Strip sack, fumble, touchdown Buffalo. Rodgers is flat on his back, blood pouring from his nose, looking like he just got hit by a freight train. The Steelers would lose this game 26-7. They're now 6-6. They've lost 5 of their last 7 games after starting the season 4-1. And here's the thing that no one's talking about, because if you've been paying attention, you've seen this exact same movie before. Same team, different aging quarterback, same exact ending. Actually, you saw it last year. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why the Pittsburgh Steelers keep doing this to themselves and why Aaron Rodgers' last ride was doomed before it even started. So real quick, before we get to the content, we're still doing a jersey giveaway on this channel. All you have to do is subscribe. Go all the way back to June of 2025. The Pittsburgh Steelers do the unthinkable. They sign Aaron Rodgers. Now, think about where Rodgers was at this point. 2 absolutely disastrous years in New York. He tears his Achilles 4 plays into his Jets debut in 2023. He comes back in 2024 and goes 5-12. The Jets release him, and he's done in New York. But this is Aaron Rodgers we're talking about. A 4-time MVP, Super Bowl MVP, over 65,000 career passing yards, 522 touchdowns, the lowest interception rate in NFL history. This is a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's not ready to be done yet. So he looks at Pittsburgh and thinks, this is it. This is my last shot. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. They've got a solid defense, and they've got weapons. And most importantly, Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show and says this is probably going to be his final year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's why we just did a 1-year deal.
This was supposed to be the storybook ending. The legend comes to a blue-collar city, leads one more playoff run, maybe gets back to the Super Bowl, and rides off into the sunset. The contract was perfect too. 1 year, $13.65 million, $10 million guaranteed. Low risk for the Steelers if it doesn't work, but high reward if it does. And for the first month of the season, man, it was working beautifully. But I'm going to tell you right now, there was a specific game where everything changed. A specific moment where this whole thing started falling apart. And when I show you the numbers from that point forward, you're going to see exactly why this season was never going to end the way anyone wanted. We'll get there, but first let me show you how good things looked in the beginning. Week 1, Pittsburgh Steelers versus New York Jets, the revenge game. Rodgers is facing the team that just dunked
Jets,
him.
guys,
He doesn't just
the Jets.
beat them, he absolutely torches them. 22 of 30 passing, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The Steelers win 34-32 on a 60-yard field goal from Chris Boswell with just over a minute left. That's the longest field goal in Pittsburgh Steelers history.
I do want to point out in the week 1, this was an elite game. Week 1, like this really started week 1 off with a banger. Like I was locked in after this. I was like, the Steelers. First off, you probably shouldn't be boxing with the Jets, but hey, maybe the Steelers and Jets are both those teams. It did not end out like that.
Want to hear the craziest stat? Rodgers became the first player in NFL history to throw 4 touchdown games in back-to-back starts for 2 different teams, because his last start for the Jets was also a 4 touchdown game. In week 3, they go to Ireland to play the Vikings. Rodgers goes 18 for 22, 200 yards, a touchdown, a 119.7 passer rating. His second triple-digit passer rating in 4 weeks. Week 5 against the Browns, the defense dominates and Rodgers plays clean, a 23-9 victory. The Steelers are now 4-1. They've got a comfortable lead in the AFC North. People are calling them legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Hell, they were my favorite to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this year. Everything is perfect. The narrative is set. Aaron Rodgers is back. The old magic is still there. And then week 7 happened. Remember when I said there was a specific game where everything changed? This is it. And I need you to pay close attention to what I'm about to show you.
It was
from this moment.
I don't care what microphone is about to say, flight mic, I don't even know, whatever you call them. The Unk Bowl, this was real cinema right here. If you have an opportunity to go back and rewatch any game this year, go back and watch the Unk Bowl. Go back and watch Joe Flacco absolutely sling that pill. Aaron Rodgers off of I don't know what dose of ayahuasca. That boy was slinging that thing too. It was a fun Unk Bowl. Woo!
Forward, nothing was the
football,
same.
man.
Thursday night football, Steelers at Bengals. Now, on paper, Rodgers actually played great in this game. 23 of 34 passing, 249 yards, 4 touchdowns. He looked like vintage Rodgers out there, extending plays, dropping dimes, finding his tight ends in the end zone. Even Rich Eisen said that Rodgers looked amazing in this game. But here's what you need to understand. He also threw 2 interceptions, and the defense, they got absolutely shredded by a 40-year-old Joe Flacco. Flacco threw for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase had 16 receptions for 161 yards. And probably the most entertaining part of this game, he got into a bit of a skirmish with Jalen Ramsey. But regardless, that's a franchise record for receptions in a
Do better with your research, son.
single game. The Steelers lost 33-31 on a field goal with 7 games left. And here's the part that nobody's talking about. This game was literally the beginning of the end, because from week 7 forward, Aaron Rodgers' stats started declining, and they haven't stopped declining since. Check this out. In week 7, 249 yards, 7.3 yards per attempt, 103.7 passer rating. In week 8, 219 yards, 6.1 yards per attempt, 101.5 passer rating. Still decent numbers, but in week 9, 203 yards, 5.8 yards per attempt, 95.3 passer rating. In week 10, 161 yards, 5.2 yards per attempt, 50.6 passer rating. You see that every single week. Fewer yards per attempt, lower passer rating. It's like watching a car run out of gas in slow motion. And week 10, that's when everyone had to stop pretending. Sunday night football, Steelers at Chargers. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Rodgers was terrible in this game. Not just bad, but he was awful. 16 of 31 passing, 161 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, a 51.6% completion percentage. That's his lowest in 5 years. He took a sack in his own end zone for a safety. He overthrew guys. He underthrew guys. He ran out of clean pockets and took unnecessary sacks. The Steelers lost 25-10. They got embarrassed on national television. After the game, somebody asked Mike Tomlin how he would assess Rodgers' performance, and Tomlin just frowned and said,
How would you? Next.
That's your head coach basically refusing to defend his quarterback on the podium. Think about that for a second. Rodgers himself admitted after the game that he didn't play very good at all, and he has to play better.
I didn't play very good at all, so I got to play better.
One analyst even said that Rodgers looked 100 years old out there. And this is where we have to ask the question, because it's a very difficult question to ask. Is Aaron Rodgers cooked? Now hold that thought, because what happens next makes everything way worse. Week 11 against the Bengals, it's rematch time. The game's actually going great. The Steelers are up 34-12. They're dominating. Then Aaron Rodgers takes a hit and goes down holding his left wrist. He's done for the day. X-rays at the stadium show a small fracture. Mason Rudolph comes in and finishes the win, but now there's a real problem. The Steelers have a crucial game against the Bears the next week, and their quarterback has a broken wrist. Week 12 against the Bears, a team that Rodgers has a history of dominating, but he can't play. Rudolph starts. The Steelers lose 31-28 to a team that their starting quarterback has a history of dominating, and their record falls to 5-5. But here's where the story gets really crazy. After more tests, it comes out that Rodgers doesn't just have one small fracture. He's got at least 3 fractures in his left wrist, and one of them is apparently a more consequential break that can only happen with significant force. 3 broken bones, and despite all of that, Rodgers says he's playing against the Bills in week 13. And look, this man has a history playing through pain. He's played nearly the entire 2018 season with a tibial fracture. He played his final year in Green Bay with an avulsion fracture in his thumb from week 5 onward. This man doesn't quit, and you gotta respect that. But here's the thing, sometimes wanting it isn't enough. Sometimes your body just can't do what your mind is telling it to do anymore.
So if y'all have ever heard of the term Perk Rodgers, I like to call him the ayahuasca uncle, you know what I'm saying? And microphone was very light when he said it. No, Aaron Rodgers was high off them perk 30s playing football. That's what he was doing. Have y'all know about perk angle? Yeah, man. They get real. Them boys get real yipped up. They get real. You know what I'm saying? They get tingly between the fingers, right? And they start throwing foosballs. But I wanna go ahead and make sure, because we don't watch full videos here. So Go watch the full video from Mr. Microphone. You feel me? He just dropped this an hour ago. Go support him. Go check him out. Do y'all think Aaron Rodgers is cooked? And on top of that, is Aaron Rodgers a first ballot Hall of Famer? I don't think that he's done enough damage to his, his solidified career with these Jets years and the Pittsburgh years. I mean, he had injuries, he had situations, and he's old as dirt. So I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. But I want y'all to know, is Aaron Rodgers cooked? You know what I'm saying? And is Aaron Rodgers the greatest drugged out athlete of all time? Y'all let me know. You got Josh Gordon, you got him, you got Mike Tyson, you got Lawrence Taylor. A lot of drugged out athletes. I think Aaron Rodgers needs to be the poster child for people who get real high and they start slinging that rock. But y'all let me know how you feel down below in the comments. Like the video if you like this, like if you don't, subscribe, like football content. We'll see you next time.